Welcome to Exploring with D-Rob. Let's go. Good morning. Welcome back. Up in the gorge this morning. As you can tell, it's a little cool out. Bundled up pretty good right now. I'm sure that'll change before the hike's over, but today we're gonna go hike NoWhere in Red River Gorge. Plan is today, parked here next to the roadside suspension bridge parking. Probably run down and check out the suspension bridge to start off with. See if we can get some reflection shots in the river. But from there, take off up the Sheltowee trace, around towards CloudSplitter, where we will take the NoWhere trail. Check out that trail, head up and check out Adderhead Arch, and hopefully we have time on the way back down. May go up and check out the CloudSplitter overlook. Let's get out there. Suspension bridge is a little crunchy this morning. I enjoy the river and the suspension bridge, so anytime I'm in this general area and I got time, I'll usually go down, walk across, check it out, get a few pics. Anyway, headed back up towards the road now. A couple options for parking on this hike would be roadside up here on 715, just above the suspension bridge. That's where I'm parked at today. Another option, if this ain't available, or if you're wanting a little more mileage, you can always start at the suspension bridge trailhead parking. As you follow around the Sheltowee trace, come around past the first two drainages, coming up on the first one right now. There is a few smaller off-trail arches around through here. After we do the NoWhere trail and other items of interest, if there's plenty of time, may stop by a few of those for the arch hunters. None of them's large, significant arches or anything, so most people probably won't find them as interesting as some of the rest of us. I know not everybody winter hikes, but if you decide to get out here in the below freezing temperatures especially, don't be afraid to overdress. You can always take a layer off if you need to. If you get out here and don't have enough clothes on, you can get in trouble in a hurry. So you plan on winter hiking, don't be afraid to layer up. After you come past that first drainage, you'll come around to a point. After you round that point, if you look up and to your left, you'll see some interesting looking cliff line up here. There is some nice geology up there and a couple small arches. Definitely worth checking out if you have the time coming through here. As you work your way back up towards the head of the second drainage here, once you reach the drainage, if you look up kind of to your left, pretty nice rock shelter up here. Worth checking out if you have time to scramble up there. No arches, just a really cool shelter. And you may hear a little dripping water over here to the left. It's a very small drainage. If you came through here during the rain though, you might get a little waterfall. As you start to leave the second drainage, the trail comes out to a point here. You'll see this old deadfall laying here. The Sheltowee trace continues on around through here. If you look straight ahead up here, you can see CloudSplitter. And if you look to the left, you make out a faint little user trail up through here. This is the NoWhere trail. You want to go up through here and check this out. If you have seen my CloudSplitter video, I make mention of overlook on the NoWhere trail. That'll be the first item of interest we'll check out up through here. Not very far into the trail. Reach our first little scramble lack. Decent little slope on this, so between the roots and sandstone should be a pretty easy trek up through here. Not bad at all. Look across and see a rock outcrop just across the valley there. If you've ever heard of the NoWhere trail, that'll bring you up by this overlook. From over there, you get a good look straight across at CloudSplitter Arch. As the trail climbs quickly, it won't take you long to reach this small outcrop and get a good look over at CloudSplitter. If you look straight across, get a good look at the arch. Unfortunately, get a good look at the graffiti as well. After taking a minute to check out the little overlook, we'll continue to follow the NoWhere trail on uphill. We'll follow this out to the top of the ridge. For the campers, here's a pretty well established campsite. Pretty flat, a few trees. Nice little campsite here. I guess if you came to this campsite and camped out, you could tell people that you literally camped in the middle of nowhere. Once you've reached the top of the ridge, you'll see a faint trail cutting off to the left here. Not very well beaten. There is a few items that's known out through there, but not worth the trip today. Head on out towards Adderhead Arch. You want to continue straight. This trail will cut over to the right here behind these mountain laurel. Follow the ridge out towards CloudSplitter. Once you reach this portion, it is a little less beaten than the NoWhere trail, but there's still enough of a trail that it's easy to find. Just follow it out the ridge, roughly a quarter mile. As you can tell, a lot of mountain laurel and holly laying over the trail, so be prepared for that. As you work your way out the trail here, you may notice a big valley over to the left. That is Wolf Pen Branch. At roughly 3/10 of a mile from where the NoWhere trail reaches the top of the ridge, you'll come out to what'll be the third finger ridge to the left if you're just looking at a topo map. As you might be able to make out, a faint user trail cuts over through here. I'm going to follow this ridge out to the left, follow it to the end. That's where we'll find Adderhead Arch. We will be coming back to this point. As you can see, the user trail continues on down that way as well. If we follow that down, that'll bring us down to the base of CloudSplitter. A lot of leaf litter and pine needles down through here. Can be a little slick, so just watch your footing. Plenty of rhodo to hang on to. This is when rhodo can be your friend. Naturally, as with everything else, always got to fight through some rhodo to get there. As you get out close to the end of this little finger ridge, you're welcomed by Adderhead Arch. As you come on up past Adderhead Arch, the ridge end kind of peters out here. You're overlooking Wolf Pen Creek over here. Just on the other side of Wolf Pen Creek, that ridge over there, that's Tar Ridge East. Just to give you an idea of where you're at. A lot of people familiar with Tar Ridge East. Now, I'm gonna head on back out the way we came, follow this little finger ridge up until it intersects with the trail that cuts across the ridge line. Then we're gonna work our way down and go check out CloudSplitter Overlook. One last look at Adderhead Arch. The hike to this point has only had just small little scrambles, nothing very technical or difficult. The main thing needed on this hike here is good navigation skills. So highly recommend a GPS, good app to track your route. Always go prepared. Better safe than sorry out here. Once we've made it back up to the ridge top, I'm gonna follow the trail down to the left here, roughly a couple hundred feet till we reach a finger ridge that shoots off to the right. That'll lead us out to CloudSplitter. Well, this trail is surprisingly getting very little traffic. It's not very well worn, kind of getting grown up since the last time I took it. Once you work your way out, even with the finger ridge that connects over to CloudSplitter, just work your way down. Once this starts flattening out a little bit, we should come out to some campsites. As I mentioned, we'd work our way down to a campsite. Here is that campsite. And if you go over just to the side here, over to the left, you can see CloudSplitter through the trees. As we start to reach the base of CloudSplitter, down to the right here is where the unofficial CloudSplitter trail comes up from the Sheltowee trace. I want to continue to work our way up here to the left, on up to the base of CloudSplitter. And it looks like since last visit, the little red rope that's over to the left is gone. The nice big green rope that was here to the right's gone. And been replaced with a very small black rope or cord of some type. It definitely ain't holding no weight. Well, I'm going to use my better judgment today and bypass CloudSplitter as there's like a light frost on the rock, making it rather slick. So I'll be bypassing CloudSplitter today. I'll leave a link to my CloudSplitter video in the description. Definitely be sure to come check out CloudSplitter though. One of the most iconic spots in the gorge. Now I'm just going to work down the user trail here, back down to the Sheltowee trace. Back down to the Sheltowee trace. Just going to work our way back around through here, back around to 715 where we park. If you camp in this area, as you reach the head of the drainage here, you'll see this whole water runoff. Majority of the year this will have at least this much water on it, so it's always a good spot to keep in mind for a water source. As the trail works down the drainage, kind of gets away from the cliff line, as you come over and start to get a look at the cliff line again. If you take a look up to the right here, you can see some openings right in there. It's going to be our next item of interest. That's the Sheltowee Trace Arch Complex. And had I kept recording as I stepped off trail, I would have jumped a grouse on camera. As you work your way up here close to the cliff line, you'll notice some great color and geology. Also, if you notice, all these yellowish and green plants through here, those are the white-haired goldenrod. Be sure not to trample down on those. As you can probably make out here, there's a few openings. Here is the best looking and most significant arch. If you look on up here, another opening here. Cuts across to this opening here. The light opening's not near as significant as this one, so even though this area has a little better color in the rock, this here is where your bigger openings are. As you can see, light separates way up through there. And I should have took my pack off, but I'll see if I can work my way up here. Not real photogenic, but a really nice arch. As you come on over to the right, here's the next little opening. As you can see, there's some really nice color. And here's the next opening. Really nice color in the sandstone right here. Really kind of showcases some of the colors you can get in sandstone. After checking out the Sheltowee Trace Arch Complex, just going to work our way back down to the trail. Follow the Sheltowee Trace back around 7:15. As you might have guessed, get close to that time. Time for lunch at La Cabana. As we get back out close to where the NoWhere trail cuts off, the NoWhere trail cuts up the top of the hill right here. There is a couple of small arches right in here. It's worth checking out if you have the time. I'll pop up a few shots of those. Pretty neat little arches, nothing significant, but an arch is an arch. They're barely off trail. I'll run up here to them real quick. Got a couple holes over through here. Pretty neat little arch there. Just above it. Got a little double shelf here. And then this is probably a nice little tree. A nice little pillar here. Made it back down to parking here on 7:15. Got right at 4 miles in today. Started with the suspension bridge up to the NoWhere trail, out to Adderhead Arch, over to CloudSplitter, back down to the Sheltowee Trace, and out. I hope you enjoyed today's adventure. Today's a good example of when to back out when you ain't feeling comfortable with something. Got over there to CloudSplitter. Rock wound up being a little slick. Busted my knee a little bit. Old man knees don't like that as good as they used to. I'd have just went on about my way, but knees ain't what they used to be. So I aborted mission on that. I popped up a few clips from previous visits. That way you know what CloudSplitter overlook looks like. But I hope you enjoyed today's adventure. If you would, give me that thumbs up. If you like the content of my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.